guys, and welcome to my first Minecraft video. In this video I'll be showing you how to make an elevator. I thought it would be more complicated than it actually is, but using Tekkit it's quite simple, using red power for the wireless. I think it's red power. I don't know Tekkit too much, I've only just began playing and experimenting with it, and it works. You know, I can go from one level to the other, I don't have to just press up and down. I've not actually seen anything like this, which surprises me. But so look, I'm on the ground floor. I can actually go all the way up to 2 without having to push a button twice on every floor, you know, which a lot of tutorials show you. I don't know if I've got the timing right on this, but I'm a bit worried. I'm the only one in it at the moment. It's not too bad, but I've heard people say they don't use a certain one because it can glitch out and stuff. So there's floor 2 and it's bugged out. It started going back down again. That's the only problem with this I find, is that the sensors stay on too long. Could it be something to do with that? Get rid of this. See, that number 1 is staying on. Yeah, sorry about this. So I have had a few problems with it, as you can see. Been trying to fix it. So it's soon that torch is affecting it, so I can do. Maybe I'll just change these round for now as a quick easy fix. So 3, 2, 1. That is why luckily I have a luckily I'm using easy signals to remember, but I will have to change them obviously later on when I get into it a bit more, so that people don't interfere with it. 1, 4, 2. Okay. So obviously this torch is interfering with the signal on this one here. So I'm only on ground. Floor 1. Okay, so this should work now. So yeah, anyway, like I was saying, it's fairly simple. I've run into a few errors. I'm not the best with redstone. I'd say I only really know about redstone because I've been training on electrical engineering, and redstone is very similar to it. PLCs and redstone are pretty much the same, so that's how I got this working, was by using logic. So I listed my inputs and outputs and then matched them up and made a little simple ladder diagram. So you know, if you want to get into redstone, then ladder diagrams really help. And it could be even simpler than this. Maybe I just don't know fully what all the redstone gates do. I only know like NAND and did a bit of research on the RS switch. So anyway, so it's very simple to use. Obviously every floor also has a cooler, so that's quite good, you know. You can call it up, or you can use the controls on the elevator. You would, I suppose, be able to use them without the wireless transmitters, but I think it's a bit more complicated. But I have seen people do it where they have like the wires going down and they extend as they go down. But as an example, you can go to any floor and any floor without having to press a button more than once. Press ground, it'll go all the way down, which I like, which a lot of elevators I've seen don't have. So the basics, what I had listed as the outputs and inputs. Originally, I had these as light sensors, and I had a normal torch there, which obviously would stop the problem with that, and that's why I really need to run into it, because I changed this to red, yeah, redstone. So this, all it does is this will turn on when the redstone touches this torch, and that will send a signal. So that's light sensor 1. This is my second one. I've had a few problems with this because sometimes it goes above the floor. We go to floor 1. Sometimes it comes above or below. I think it might be because of the delay. I did try putting in repeaters, but I didn't have a clue how they worked and they didn't seem to work. So all I've done is to compensate for this delay is put an extra line of red power. So it will actually detect the torch when it gets here and still send the signal, and it has like a delay of 1. So it has a delay of 1 floor, so it'll stop early, 1. And I had to do the same for it coming down. And I think I know why that is, because to get floor 1 to work is more complicated than the other 2 floors. The other 2 floors, as I'll show you, are really simple to get done. But then to get floor 1 in, I had to put some extra redstone stuff in. And on the actual elevator itself, I've got panel covers around the outside, anything that touch anything, and then on here I've got smiley face. I've got covers. Are they covers? I don't even know myself now. I've got panels. So around here is covers, and this is panels, so that I can have my buttons. And that, obviously these are all attached by frames, so that's attached to that, so that you can put signs on it as well, because without them being frames, it'd get stuck and it wouldn't move anywhere. And it is really easy. Like you can set this up easy. Look, this is all it is. Obviously, if you weren't using wireless transmitters, it'd probably be a bit more messier. But so you've got the light sensors as your inputs. So light sensor 1, 2, 3. 3 buttons, 1, 2, 3. So button 1, button 2, button 3. Then you've got your outputs, which is motor 1, motor 2. What I was going to do in the first place, I originally thought, because I thought it was going to be really complicated, I originally thought of putting pistons in. So I had like a hole there, you see, for a piston, and a piston would go there. When you press a certain button, the piston would come out and it would stop the frames, because obviously frames don't go through the block. Not very well hidden, you know, it's a hidden base, and then there's a lighting ray right above it. So I don't know how many I'd need, but I've just got them linked up to a bat box, which is floors. If you only had 2 floors, it would be really, really simple. Originally, I started off with this. I didn't start off with that actually. I played around so much with this. I had like NOT gates coming from this, so that when this was on, it would do that. And then I found this RS latch. So pretty much what happens is, I'll get out of wireless transmitter. So floor 3. So floor 3 and ground are really simple. You don't need anything complicated. It's just a matter of latching it on and turning it off when it gets to that floor. So I call floor 3. So that will turn this on, which starts this latch and comes into here. And I'll get onto that in a minute. And simply what that does is that latches when this is turned on. And then when the signal at the top is reached, it knows it's level 30, so it restarts. Now obviously, because you only have 2 motors, you have to have something that will stop these 2 interfering. So this is to go to floor 2, but that's to go to floor 2 when you're on ground floor. So obviously you've got the simple same thing as there, the light sensor and the button. And then you've got your reset switch. So here I've got a NOR gate, because your timer, I'm not really used to this, I didn't understand it at first. Your timer's on when there's no power to it. So what I had to do was put a NAND gate, I think it was. So that's a not and an and. So they both got to not be on. No, is it a NAND? I'll check in a minute. They both got to not be on for it to power. I think. An and not on. Oh no, it's a nor. Sorry, neither or. So one or the other has to be off for it to power. But they can't both be on or both be off, or else it won't work. Because if they're both off, well, I think if they're both off, it'll allow it to work actually. But that doesn't matter because one's always on at the same time. So obviously if I press, I'll go over to this one here, it's just the same mirrored, but so this is your up motor, purple, down motor. So this one, set to 1. So see how this one comes out, so because it's a nor, neither or, it powers this to come down. It turns the power off here because that one's off, so you see it turns the power off to that. And then it just simply comes back on again when that resets. So now to get to floor 1 it's a bit more complicated because obviously you're going to have up to go to floor 1 or down to go to floor 1. You know, it'd be a bit more simple if you were just pressing up and down on the elevator. So what I've done here is I've introduced an AND gate, yeah. So when you press 2 to go to the middle floor, 2 to go to the middle floor, it's got to know if it wants to go up or down. So simply, you just use the light sensor on the floor. So obviously, it's got to go up. So to go up, this is the up motor. So it stops spazzing out. This is the up motor. To go up, light sensor 10 is on because it knows it's on this floor. So that it knows it's on this floor, light sensor 10 is on. And once it receives a signal from the middle button, wrong one. So that's not going to go up. So middle button is 2, so you'll see that this one will go up and this one, but because only this is powered, the AND gate stops that one going on. So the AND gate makes sure that both of these are on to enable this to change that gate. So if I go to floor 3, start moving up to floor 3. So obviously that's simple because no matter where the elevator is, floor 3 is the top floor. So you don't have to have any of this NAND gate to decide which floor it's on. So this NAND gate and this light sensor just helps it decide if it has to go up or down. But that's it, it's really simple. You couldn't get more complicated than that, I don't think. Maybe someone has made it even simpler than that. I've not seen one yet, but I haven't done too much research. Obviously if you wanted to add more floors in, it'd be a bit more complicated. You can have it totally wireless to stop people messing around with it, or you could like have a hidden door. That's what I was thinking originally. Could have like a hidden door. So when it's on floor 3, you can have frames attached to this. Obviously, it doesn't really work with reinforce. You'd have to have something a panel. Panel, is it? Yeah, a panel. No, it's not a panel. It's a cover. So there's no reinforced cover, so you'd need like something that blends in. So when it's on that floor, you'd have the frames attached. Frames attached like this. I'm not going to do it because it wouldn't work, but you need to like have smooth panel covers. Panel covers, yeah, panel covers on the outside, obviously. And then obviously that would be like a hidden door, and if you didn't have that, then you could just cool it down yourself. So yeah, there's a lot you can do with it. I'm going to experiment a lot more with it. That was just something that I really wanted to do to introduce myself into Red Power. Sorry if I rambled on a bit, first video, but Anyway.